Okay, so way back early last year, back in like April or something like that, I did a video reacting to the trailer for the final season of Attack on Titan. And in that video, I said that season 1 was my favorite, and people did not like that for some reason. I said nothing bad about the show. I complimented the first season, and people were upset. And then, because I feed off of that type of energy, I decided to make a video about how much I don't like Eren as a protagonist. And people swore to me that if I read the manga or if I waited until season 4, that would totally change. Well, the anime has caught up to where I read and stopped reading because I stopped being able to read it. And I am digging season 4 so far, but I have some questions about what we know now and what we've known prior that I would like to get out into the wild before the Warhammer Titan episode airs and before the season itself finishes. And I'll come back and see how many of these questions were answered. So let's get started. So the plan created by Marley was to send these 4 Titans, the Colossal Titan, Armor Titan, Female Titan, and Jaw Titan, to Paradis Island and try to reclaim the Founding Titan and see how the king would react. Would he wage war or whatever? After they retook the Founding Titan, whoever that ended up being, they didn't know it was going to be Eren. Who was supposed to inherit the abilities of the Founding Titan? And what were they going to use them for? I get that if war had been waged, the Founding Titan would be able to basically nullify all of the enemy Titans. That's cool and everything, but well, who was going to do it? Zeke is probably going to die in no, this is Zeke's final year of life right here, right now. So 9 years ago, he would have, of course, had 10 years to live. But it's like, if they had gotten the Founding Titan then, which they couldn't have because they had no idea who it was, you would think that they want to give it to somebody new who would get a fresh new 13 years of life, right? So maybe Historia. But they don't really mess with Historia's side of the royal family. So it needed to go to somebody royal who could actually use the Founding Titan's abilities without having to be in contact with somebody that was royal. So who was it supposed to go to? I don't get that part. Next, Tybur makes it clear in the most recent episode, Declaration of War, that through the Warhammer Titans' memories, they were able to learn that the king of the island that they feared and dreaded so much never had any intention of declaring or waging war of any kind, and that his will had been preserved. The island was never going to start a fight with Marley. So, even if they had reclaimed the Founding Titan to see how the king would react, even though it wasn't even on the king anymore, it was on like the lawmakers and it came down to the military and the church. But as far as we know from what Willie said, war was never going to be declared. So if that's the case, what would Marley have done? Just live in fear for the rest of time? I don't understand. Dreading a war that was never going to come? That seems like a miserable existence to me. Next up, 3 out of the 4 Titans that were sent to the island, being the Colossal Titan, Female Titan, and Jaw Titan, were all either killed or subjugated in some sort of way, or captured or anything, or something like that, right? So, if Reiner had also died, which came very close to happening on like 4 separate occasions, and Zeke had died, which also came very close to happening, and had it not been for Pyke's interference, Zeke would have been eaten, probably by Levi, or maybe Hanj, actually. Would Pyke have been able to give a thorough enough report back to Marley about what happened for them to come up with some sort of plan? Because if they had sent 6 of the 9 Titans to this island and lost 5 of them, Marley would have been completely crippled. Because now, Paradis Island has the Founding Titan, the Armor Titan, the Attack Titan, the Colossal Titan, the Female Titan, the Jaw Titan, and the Beast Titan. All that Marley has is the cart and Warhammer. And sure, the Warhammer Titan is really powerful, but powerful enough? That was very poor decision making. Sure, let's send our 6 biggest weapons to this island. Maybe they'll come back. So the season so far has served as a a paradigm shift. We're seeing perspective for characters that we didn't really get that for. It's humanizing the people that we thought were bad and demonizing the people that we thought were good. So now Eren is being staged and framed as the harbinger of doom and a threat to global safety and all of that stuff. He could end all of humanity if he so chose. Is he really a threat to humanity, or is he just a threat to the people that pissed him off? Sure, Eren's a vengeful spirit, that's been clear ever since the first episode, but we don't have anything about him that says he would just wipe out all of humanity all around the world just because he's angry. Maybe that is just a Tiber perspective thing, but like, it seems like it's trying to set up this idea that Eren will end the entire world. So is that really in character for him? Next up, will Marley ever understand that they pretty much set in forth the course of action that leads to their own demise? Because they're afraid, they're terrified of what Eren can and most likely will do, but the only reason that that is a threat to begin with is because of the mission to send the four of them, Marcel, Annie, Bertholdt, and Reiner, to Paradis Island and breach the wall. If they had never gone to the island, Eren would never have become a threat, and probably just would have been eaten by some random Titan out there in the field after he joined the Scouts, because let's face it, he's not a great soldier, and that probably wouldn't change. Next up, what's good with Connie's mom, right? Because Connie's mom was basically at Connie's house in Season 2, and that is how things started to get pieced together that Titans used to be people. So if that's the case, how long was Connie away from home for his mother to have just become a Titan at some point? How did she become a Titan? Was it a founding Titan thing? I don't really understand. And if that's what ended up happening, how did she end up back at that house? Is it possible that Titans are drawn to places where they have strong memories? And if that's the case, then what is the significance of Zeke's mom going to Shiganshina and eating Eren's mom? And then how'd she get so far out in the wilderness that we see her again at the end of Season 2? And had she not been there, would we have ever found out that Eren had the founding Titan? Maybe. I have no idea. Now, we know that Grisha took the founding Titan from the royal family to prevent them from rewriting history any further. But apart from that, what was the significance of him having it? What was he going to do with it, or is it that he just recognized how important it would be for Eren to have it so that he could do what he wants to do in the future? Because on that note, Eren, I think is the guy's name that Zeke inherited the Attack Titan from, seemed to have memories of Eren Yeager and his friends. So that seems to state that the Attack Titan, for some reason, can inherit not only its past users' memories and experiences, but also its future users. And if that's the case, did Grisha know everything that was going to happen and still choose to give the Attack Titan founding Titan to Eren? Or did he not have a choice? And if Grisha didn't have a choice, does Eren have a choice? Does he get to choose who inherits his abilities? Does Eren even get any agency or say in what he's doing now? Is this all predestined by the first person that had the Attack Titan? Is this Ymir's Keikaku? What really is going on with that? And if all of that is the case, then Eren might be a worse protagonist than I thought he was. Speaking of Ymir, we know that the 9 Titan powers, Warhammer, Jaw, Colossal, Armored, Female, Attack, Founding, Warhammer, and this happens to me every time. There's 9 of them. You guys know the 9 of them. We all know that they all came from Ymir, but how did she particularly use all of these abilities? Because she had to have had them all if they came from her, right? Did she choose to be Colossal at a certain time, or choose to be Armored at a certain time? Or was she some weird hodgepodge of Cart Titan, Warhammer Titan, Colossal Titan, and Armor Titan, just 24/7? Because, I mean, female founding attack, stuff like that, probably wouldn't show very well, but she could have had Jaw in there as well and had a big-ass head. I don't know. That would have been really weird, but I would like to see it. Now, we know that the Titans that made up Walls, Rose, Maria, and Cena were all Colossal Titans that were commanded with the founding Titan to link up and harden. Why does that Titan hardening looks so different from every other Titan hardening we've ever seen in the series. Most Titan hardening is just like this crystalline type thing. But these guys became literal stone. And since we found out that there were Titans in the wall by the wall getting torn open by the fight between Annie and Eren, we saw in there, so we know that it's not crystal that was paved over with stone. So what's good with that? That's really weird. Also, it's the Titans that don't have any skin. Like, sure, Annie could harden, but she didn't harden in a burst like Eren can. So it's like, what's up with that? Next up, they said that there were thousands of Colossal Titans used for this. Where did thousands of Colossal Titans come from? As far as I know, and as far as we know up to this point in the story, I have not read any further in the manga. I kind of don't want to. I kind of just want to experience this all new. As far as we know up to this point, there's only supposed to be one of each of the 9 at a time, right? So were these Colossal Titans created as Colossal Titans, or were they shifting Colossal Titans? I don't understand that, because if they are shifting, then how many of each of the 9 can there actually be at a time? Can you split up Reiner's DNA among 10,000 people and get 10,000 Armored Titans? Because that would kind of change the course of all of warfare. Sure, the guns are getting bigger, but so is the supply of Titans that can just blow shit up. Next up, could Eren use his hardening ability to break the crystal that Annie is trapped inside of? Because if they can get Annie out of that crystal, which I'm pretty sure she's still stuck inside of after, what, 5 years since the end of Season 1? If they can get her out of there, I'm pretty sure it would be nice if Mikasa could, you know, eat her and gain her abilities and memories. Also, is Annie's biological clock still ticking? Does she have 5 less years to live now because she's been stuck in that crystal not doing anything? Or is she like in suspended animation? So if she got turned 5 years before that scene, instead of losing 10 years and only having 3 left to live, did she only lose 5 of those years and she still has 8 years left to live? I don't know. Now, how did Eren get to Marley, and how long has he been there? Because he's talking about how he lived amongst these people that he considered the enemy. It had to have been for a significant amount of time. And in that, was he traumatized by everything that happened to him as a kid and teenager, or is he over all of that stuff and he's just angry now? Like does he even hate Reiner anymore? It doesn't seem like he does. But if that's the case, then who does he still consider enemies? Is it still the entirety of Marley, or is it specific people that played integral roles in what happened to him as a kid? Now, this one's a pretty big one, right? This is, you know, end of story type stuff. Is Eren meant to bring about the end of all life on the entire planet Earth? Or is he going to just wipe out all of humans or all of Titans? Or like I said, is he going to wipe out all of both and just let nature reclaim the planet after that? Is he going to just get his revenge and then go slink off somewhere and die? Why would Marley ever even give up the founding Titan to begin with, sending it to that island and then everything that happened on that island, and forming history from the other side of the sea, and what happens on Marley of forming history as far as the people on the island are concerned? Because both lands pretty much spent generations teaching people to hate the other for no good reason, right? So why would they give up the founding Titan? Because as I remember, it was given to, you know, the royalty that ended up taking over Parody Island. So why would they give up the founding Titan and hold on to the Attack Titan, Jaw Titan, Colossal Titan? Like, why would they hold on to all the other ones except for the one that seems like the most important one to have? That doesn't make any sense to me. And also, when did Marley figure out that you could just turn people into Titans if you injected Titan spinal fluid into them? Who was the first person that got Titan spinal fluid injected into them and became a Titan? And then how did they figure out how to pass on the traits of one shifting Titan to another person? And how did they, like, how many of the Titans that are currently roaming the earth right now were people? And what about the Titans that came before that? Were they just created by Ymir using her founding Titan abilities to just shout, and then people just went poof, and now they're and now they're Titans. I also have questions about something that we see Zeke do at the beginning of season 4, because he turns people into Titans by shouting as the Beast Titan. At least I believe that's what I remember happening. I could be completely wrong. If I am wrong, let me know in the comments. But be nice about it, please. So if Zeke can activate Titans, who I'm assuming these people had been injected with Titan spinal fluid and then frozen because they weren't moving, or maybe they were corpses injected with it. I still don't really know what's up with that. That could be another question to itself. But if Zeke has that ability, is it a royal family thing that is enhanced by having the powers of the Founding Titan? Because we know Zeke does not have the Founding Titan. Eren has the Founding Titan. So is there something there? I kind of would like to know that. But those are just 15 questions plus some follow-up questions for just about each one of them. 15 questions that I had about Attack on Titan before the season ends. I do not expect to get answers to all of these, but some of them would be nice. That would be very nice. I still enjoy Attack on Titan, you know. I think it's a little bit overrated and overhyped by some people, and I definitely think it's another one of those mainstream anime that the author of the manga didn't exactly see this coming. Like, I don't think that Isayama wrote chapter 1 of Attack on Titan with the events of chapter 100 in mind. I don't think he saw this as the end game, because a lot of it feels very like out of nowhere, and a lot of it does contradict other things that we've seen from the show. But whatever. If you have the answers to any of these questions, that would be lovely. Go ahead and tell me about it in the comments below. And whatever. Did you like this video? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below and educate me. And as always, but I'll see you soon.